Oh no, I'm working on my Juniper Juno cert right now.
Very cool. So what is Juniper?
It's router software for
Okay.
Junipers. I work for AT&T, so I deal on the network side of the things.
So do you have any advice on how to get two Xboxes to work at the same time on an AT&T connection?
Buy a PlayStation 4 and sell one of
Yeah,
them.
that won't get us in the same GTA lobby. No, we have too many friends on the Xbox network, so we're going to stick there. But we want to play GTA together.
Well, why don't you? Well, can't you just buy a for like $35? You can buy a switch that has VLANs. Maybe if you put it on a different VLAN, it might work.
I can look into it. It sounds similar to the route I already tried. I got a Nighthawk or Blackhawk, whatever it's called, router. And it's supposed to be multi-console friendly. But ever since we moved here onto the AT&T connection, it's just not working. Don't know if it's because we're stuck using their router, their gateway, or it's just something on the server side. But back in Tucson, we were on Comcast and it worked fine.
Well, the gateway shouldn't matter. I mean, that's just basically. I mean, you have to use their gateway.
Like before Comcast, we had CenturyLink, and we used their gateway plus our router. Didn't work. Took my router out of the question. It worked okay. So I took their router out of the question, bought a modem, used my router, and it worked fine. So as long as I can get rid of the ISP's gateway, it works. And with AT&T, I can't do that. So I need some kind of better solution.
What is exactly causing it? Why is it causing it so that two consoles can't work on the same network?
Both of them are trying to talk to the same Xbox Live channel. They're both going through all the same ports. So when the signal goes out, when it comes back in, the router doesn't know which console to give it to.
Gotcha. Well, if you did a different VLAN, then the packet would come in and then it would tag it with a different VLAN tag.
Okay, I'll have to research that then.
Because that's basically what I was going to do, because my roommate and I fuck with each other. And he's like, I'll be listening to something on my Google and he'll pop onto it and change it on me. So I was just like, okay, fine. I'll just put a VLAN in there. And then he's on his own separate network.
Yeah, the temporary solution we've got going right now is I'm running my Xbox on my cell phone's hotspot.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want to do that. I wonder if you can run Bugzilla if they have a Docker for Bugzilla.
If they have a what for it?
Docker. Someone made a Docker for it. I have a Unraid server.
Okay.
And so it allows me to install different programs on it using a service called Docker. And basically, Docker is just like an envelope that you can put this application in, and it'll run on just about anything. And it runs on this Linux box called Unraid by LimeTech, which is also my media server, my Unraid server, my storage device, and I can actually put VM consoles on it as well. You know, VM like Windows 10, Windows 8, Linux boxes. My buddy got Sierra to run off of it as well.
Sounds cool. Actually, kind of new to this networking programming languages, so I'm still getting a grasp on everything.
I mean, you're what? 30s,
Yeah,
20s?
35.
Yeah, see, I'm like 50, so, it's a lot easier for you than it is for me, I
More
think.
malleable.
Yes, plus you grew up with it
Yes.
more than I
I'm in
did.
that generation between X and Millennial. I think they're finally calling it Zenexial or something. Where I grew up without the internet and I grew up into the internet. So
There's still something to be said for experience and sound decision making.
yeah, that's how I was able to pass this exam after only a year and a half of using the software. It was just getting hands-on experience, figuring out the logic behind it, and it's very much a logic puzzle, and that's what I enjoyed figuring out. All the conditions, permissions, that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow, you can use Bugzilla using. I can't, that's one more thing to add to my things that I need to learn. Forget that, sorry. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, look at Unraid.
If I remember right, RAID is having multiple hard drives work in tandem, right?
Yeah, when I was first introduced to it, it was a RAID of inexpensive disks, but they also say it's a RAID of independent disks, depending on the school of thought you went
Okay,
to.
so what does unraid do?
So what Unraid does is, so there's different variations of RAID. Like, if you want a really fast gaming machine, you take a gaming machine. What you do is you take two SSDs and you not mirror it, but you stripe them so that it writes data to one disk and then to the other one at the same time. So then when it retrieves the data, it pulls it off of both at the same time. So you get it theoretically twice as fast. So that's RAID 0. RAID 1 is you have two disks and it write the same data to both of them at the same time. So if one disk fails, you have a copy on the other one. The problem is that now you have to write to two disks, so it takes longer.
Gotcha.
And then they have another one, which is a common one, which is RAID 5, which is you take at least three disks, and you have what they call, A plus B equals C. If you take any part of that equation out, you can still solve. So if you take out B, you can still solve for B by using A and C. So that's how RAID 5 works. So one disk you lose one disk, but then, as a parity disk, but it writes to it faster.
Okay.
And they have RAID 10, they have RAID 6, they have tons of different
Okay, so those
RAIDs depending on field
are the
backup
different
and
raids.
services.
And then what is unraid?
So what Unraid does is it uses like a RAID 5 type setup, but it does it software wise. So you can lose one, you can throw in another disk and it'll recover all your information, no problem.
Gotcha.
But you can stack up to 12 hard drives into this thing. Well, you can stack up to 24. Depending on So then you can use it. What's nice about it is you can use it to load programs on, and if you blow them away and practice, it's like a testing service, but at the same.
I don't know if it's my connection or yours, but you keep just cutting in and out. It's hard to. Okay.
It's mine. I have the technician supposed to be here half an hour ago to resolve the issue.
Okay. So I think I got most of that.
Landing gear retracted.
God darn it. Damn squirrel again.
Squirrel or scroll?
Squirrel. It's my term for I get working on one thing and then I get distracted
Squirrel.
by another
Got it.
thing. I'm supposed to be working on my HCS voice pack, and instead I saw that I needed updates on my unraid,
Yeah.
so now I'm doing
I
my
still need to get my voice back. I haven't done anything yet because I need to sit down and back everything up.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I didn't. I was tired and I didn't back every. I assumed I did and I didn't, and that was my own fault.
I learned this when the latest update for this game came out, Elite Dangerous, and I lost all my colored HUDs and my key configurations, a couple other things. And that was right before the move, so like, alright, guess I'm just not going to play before the move. Or no, I lost everything, couldn't figure out how to get it reapplied because I was using an application that you type in the RGB and it shows you preview and then you click apply, and it never did apply, and I just got mad and said, alright, I'll deal with it after the move.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's pretty incredible. My machine's running 100 Fahrenheit.
I heard something about degrees Fahrenheit, and that's it.
Oh, my server's running 104 degrees Fahrenheit, yet it's 64 degrees in my house.
That's a hot server.
Temperature critical.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's running so damn hot.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I just did an update. It just dropped down to 99 degrees Fahrenheit, so,
So the
That's a hell of a drop from 107 down to 99.
running an update, or you just updated your reading? When you say update, did you install an update, or did you just updated your reading and checked again?
Both. The Unraid, I have this app that says, hey, there are items that need to be updated. So I went in and updated them, and when it refreshed, now it's 111 degrees
I was
Fahrenheit.
going to say it was the process of installing the update making it run hot. But not if it's still that hot afterwards.
Yeah, it went back to 111 degrees Fahrenheit.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I think the guy might be here.
Okay.
Be right back.
Temperature critical. Fuel sweeping. Fuel sweep disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
half speed.
Understood. 50%.
Quarter speed.
I was denied. It is not the Cox guy.
Quarter impulse.
Quarter impulse.
So, are you in Plano or Dallas?
Actually, in Austin.
Oh, Austin. I heard
Yep,
that's really
playing every year
nice.
for RTX. Past 4 years. And got a chance to move here, so we took it.
Yeah, I had a chance to go to either Austin or Tennessee for training. I went to Tennessee because I've never been to Nashville. Because I hear that was like, that's where the bridal shower capital of United States. So obviously there's going to be lots of women, and I wasn't wrong, and there were. Nothing like getting back to the hotel room at 4 o'clock in the morning just to pack your shit up to be back in a vehicle to get your flight out at 6 a.m. I think I smelled up the plane with booze, man. I probably was drunk. Yeah, you talk about your age differences and how you grew up. I mean, I personally don't believe that there is anything like a generation. Like, they say the greatest generation, Generation X, Y, millennials. I don't personally believe in that crap.
I'm sure it exists as a baseline, but anyone can jump out of that baseline and redefine themselves.
Right, but not only that, if just because technology puts you in a certain generation doesn't mean that, I mean, think about how, our parents, their parents felt about them, and their parents felt about them. I just think it's just the older generation being jealous of the younger generation, so they have to classify them. It's a whole jealousy thing.
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of that. In my old job, I was in a group. Hang on a second. My push to talk messes up my game controls. In my previous job, I was in a group with like 4 people who were either close to retirement or had previously retired, and then one person who was, I think, in his 50s, and then there was me in my 30s. So and then the person I recruited into the group was also late 20s, fresh out of college. So the two of us are always getting shit from them. Oh, your generation comments.
Well, I have no problem with the younger generation as long as, I mean, I have to keep up. I have
Yeah,
to learn
I
new
appreciate that
stuff. I
mindset.
mean,
And then there's people who
so
don't want to keep up, and that's when you get old, is when you no longer want to keep up.
exactly.
Request auto docking.
Request sent.
And that is exactly why I'm in the job that I'm in now because I always wanted to learn more and more and more. So, I mean, when I retire, like people ask me, what are you going to do when you retire? Because I do so much now. I'm like literally sit on a beach and do nothing. I I did that
Right.
already.
But I see it as long as I can keep up with technology and games and culture, then retirement's just gonna be more of the same and less work.
Scan detected.
Probably shouldn't pick my nose when I'm streaming, huh?
No, I just want to sit back, hunt and fish, and enjoy the sunsets and the sunrises.
I'm certainly enjoying the scenery here in Austin while I can.
Oh, I bet. You know, I this totally. I don't know if you can answer this, but you know how they give latitude and longitude on a planet
Yes.
on the coordinates? How do they determine
So,
up and down?
first you get the planet's spin to find its axis, and then if you have a compass, north and south are universal. The magnet's going to point to the north magnetic pole, or the north magnet will point to the north magnetic pole. So you'll know which is up and which is down by north and south.
Yeah, but there's got to be some planets out there that don't have any kind of magnetic
In
field
that
to
case,
them.
you just look at which way they're spinning and just pick one. If you're in the engineering field, it's counterclockwise. Like if you hold your right hand out and you point your thumb up and you curl your fingers in, the way your fingers are curling in is the way the planet's spinning. Your thumb is pointing north. And that's the
Gotcha.
right hand rule in engineering. That's also how you determine if you point your pointer finger back out. That's X, your other fingers are Y, your thumb is Z. So a lot of engineering and science goes by the right hand rule. So if you don't have a magnetic north, I would say you probably just use the right hand rule to pick, not randomly, but whatever that word is, arbitrarily, which direction is going to be north.
Gotcha. Because I always wondered about that. I'm like, well, how in the hell did they determine that?
I would say more often than not there's going to be a magnetic pole. Although that might just be because Earth has so much iron. So it has a molten core and gets spin and charge. So yeah. Might be more cases where it isn't.
Yeah, because Mars has a really weak one. I mean, it has like areas of non-magnetic areas and areas of some, from what I've read in the past.
Yeah, so it might not be that common to have a strong magnetic axis.
I mean, shit, look at, what is it, Neptune, it freaking revolves on its side.
But it still revolves, so you still have an axis to base your coordinates off of.
Right, but it's not aligned with the rest of the solar system.
Coordinates are all local to the planet itself.
I want to argue that, but I can't. But I want to.
Yeah, you go into the planet, go to the planet's surface, you ignore all the other planets in the solar system, and you have coordinates that are relative to that planet.
Frameshift drive charging.
So it's saying that you can, apparently in UI, you can tell it to type in something?
Oh, for voice attack? Yeah, I've made a couple where I can navigate to a star of my choice.
Temperature critical.
Oh, I need to do that so badly because if you use VR, it's a pain in the ass using the keyboard.
Warning. Warning.
Yeah, I have a voice command for my home base, which is in Murbat, and one for Dublin. You can just say, set course for blah blah blah, and then it goes side panel, galaxy map, search pane, type in the string.
Sweet Mother of Jesus.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging. Warning. Ready to engage. Warning.
Damn, I've never seen it this high. 230% heat.
Warning. Hull integrity compromised. Module malfunction. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits. Module malfunction. Warning. Temperature critical. Module malfunction. Identifying threat. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, warning, temperature critical. Fuel scooping. Warning, temperature critical. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Warning, temperature critical. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Temperature critical. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Identifying threat.
CMDR Barry Carlian said Christmas is throwing a spanner right now. CMDR Barry Carlian said we do informal stuff during the week. If you see people in voice chat, just pop in, there's usually a wing running.
These pirates really want my fortification documents. I've told them twice now.
Tell him no.
You've got what I want. Well, you can't have it.
CMDR Barry Carlian said hopefully in the new year we'll be more regular with it. CMDR Barry Carlian said we had one plotted for last weekend but the organizer's PC died last minute. So we went informal.
Request auto docking.
Asking now.
Request approved. Clear to land on pad 3-9er. Automated approach authorized. All clear, Commander.
Now that I'm off work for winter break, comma, I should be able to drop in more often, comma, at least for a few weeks. It was nice to know that there would be something on the weekends, at least, while I was working.
Landing gear deployed.
Ship is on deck. Initiate system shutdown. Glad you relaxed safely, Commander.
CMDR Barry Carlian said _nods_.
98. Is it possible for heat damage to damage cargo? Because
That I don't know.
I picked up 100 fortification documents.
CMDR Barry
arrived with
Carlian
98.
said safest rule of thumb, if we have nothing specific running that we pinged for and there's people in voice, then there's usually a war
Did
wing running.
maybe one of those pirates
They were
hit you?
interdicting me and I evaded both times.
then I don't have a
Weird.
clue in the world.
Well, I got 98.
CMDR Barry Carlian said usually late evening game time.
What kind of
Type
ship are
7.
you flying?
CMDR Barry Carlian said an early hours game time.
How much storage does that have over a Python?
I don't know. I can't afford a Python yet.
CMDR Barry Carlian said tends to revolve around East Coast evening meal time weirdly.
You should probably go into do a damn bounty hunting with us, and
Yeah, I
then
don't
all
know
you
if
have to
you
do
can
is
see in
just
the chat
tag a
in
ship.
Discord, but that's my problem. I have not seen any group events going on, so I haven't had a chance to.
Oh yeah, sorry I was on earlier. I'd actually help you with it right now, but at any moment, Cox is supposed to come here and work on my cable, and I'd have to cut things
Understood.
short, and I don't know how long that's going to be.
Well, I'm off.
Yes,
for
I
winter
definitely
break,
get
so
in there and get you
just
some
keep
money.
an eye out for people getting online.
Yeah, Pew Nation will help you a lot, man. He'll help you get a lot of money.
So, how much carries over week to week from merits? Okay. So, even though I only got 98, I've got 245 from last week. That's 343 total, which will be about 120 carrying over into next week. Okay, so I'll be good.
Right.
I'm covered for 2 weeks at least.
Yeah, I go over and I shoot down a bunch of ships because I get 30 merits
I
for
just,
every one, so...
Bought a Fer de Lance before we moved. I was enjoying flying that around, but it's rare to get a group together.
Yeah, had you been on literally 1 hour earlier, we were actually doing a bunch of bounty hunting. I just turned in like
And Pubg
4
just
million
released
credits.
the official version, so I was trying that out.
Yakima. Yakima? You ever see his YouTube videos?
No? Can't say I have.
He actually has a like how to make money in the very beginning, and it'll help you make
I looked
quite
at
a bit of
those,
money.
like the 2 colonies way out there that you take missions back and forth, and then bring their toxic waste back into the bubble. Did that for a while. I tried the one where you stack up a bunch of scouting missions, but I couldn't unlock those missions because I didn't have the reputation out there. So I kind of got annoyed with those get-rich-quick schemes, and I just came back into the bubble and went back to work.
Yeah, I was in the Maya system, and I was gonna do like, there's one where you can make like 60 million an hour. But someone asked if I'd help them with a war, so I went in and helped them with the war. And then I was in Chak doing bounties.
Well, I'll try and do some bounties. I've got 54 million right now.
Yeah, you need some money there, buddy.
Type 7, and then ran one of the public events and made my money back within that one event. Just by doing a 3-way trade loop. The public event cargo, and then whatever they wanted in the other direction. I made some good profit. Yeah, community goal.
Oh yeah, the community.
It was the one about rum. All's fair when you're having rum or something.
Nice. Yeah, I usually doing the bounties on. I usually do the bounty community goals.
Do bounties if I have people in wing. But now that I have the Fer de Lance, I might have a better chance.
Well, yeah, because I have like $500 million tied up in my Anaconda. And believe it or not, I used to lose that thing like a lot because I was using it for a trader. So then I went in and I was like, oh, let me do a little combat. Don't ever take a trading conda into combat.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
dumb.
sticking to keeping my ships very specific right now. Like my Type 7 is my trading, my Fer-de-Lance is my combat. Then I've got a Scout for long range, an ASP Scout for long range, ASP Explorer as a long range scout. Sorry, I misspoke. So I was planning on going out and doing some deep space exploration.
You know, next time you see Steven on, ask him to do. There's a run you can do with your ASP Explorer, and you can make. God, I think it was like. Fuck, almost like 100 million credits, or maybe I'm being a little exaggerated. But it's a run, and it doesn't take that long to do. And basically, what you're doing is you're hitting. It has all the. They're all water worlds on it.
Okay.
I should look for that for you, because what you do is you take out and you literally fly this route and you scan it. You just go in there and scan it. What I did was I went in there and scanned it, and I found the water world, and I did a deeper scan on that, and then I went to the next one. But you can just go in there and just ping them and just go to the next one if you're just trying to make money real fast. And it's like a series of is it a I think there's one of 20 and one of 100. Like literally 100 planets. You visit. Plus, it helps. I mean, it'll help rank you up fast.
Okay, now Steven, who has that?
Incoming mission critical message.
Yeah, Steven gave it to me, and I mean, he hooked me up a lot. I mean, it helped me get to my. I'm now Pioneer.
You broke up. You said you are now playing.
Pioneer. I'm Pioneer on my. You know what? I wonder if I have that site. Hold on. Elite Dangerous
Okay,
Road to
alright,
Riches. And it's https://beta.spanish.co.uk/riches.
.co.uk.
And yeah, you put in the source system and the destination, and then it will plot a course on how, and you put in how many maximum bodies, and it will look for valuable worlds for you to visit.
beta.spanish.co.uk/what/road to riches.
Yeah, let me try to put it in Discord. I haven't really played around with that. Let me go ahead and take this.
I'm gonna put it in. There's silent talk, right?
I think I just sent it to you personally.
Got it. This looks vaguely familiar. I might have seen it before. But yeah, I'll give it a shot.
But I think this is what he did and gave me a course to run to get all those in, and then yeah, it was quite nice. I have been on
Impressive.
Steam for 13 years. God damn.
So that'd be 2014. Or 2004, rather. I think that's when Halo 2 came out. Ballpark.
Wow, yeah. Well, I don't know about Halo, but I mean, when I first started playing Steam, it was because of the Half-Life series.
Yeah, I didn't play those until Orange Box came out. 2004. 2004
Counter-Strike.
was midway through college for me. I was 01 to 05. During that time I had a couple computer games, not many. I had Voyager Elite Force, and can't think of any other PC games I was playing at that time. Imperium Galactica, I think, which was a RTS. But I was mostly playing PS2 at that time. And I really...
I am glad that you have that kind of
remember I
memory.
got
Wow.
my first computer freshman year, and it was mediocre at best. It was a gateway computer that could run, or it was loaded with Millennium Edition Windows, and a 20-inch cart
Nice.
TV monitor. And like months later, mere months later, was when they introduced XP and flat panel monitors. So I was a little annoyed with that. But I was playing Voyager Elite Force, DS9, The Fallen. I got a few of them still over on the shelf right now. MechWarrior 2.
Oh, I remember MechWarrior 2. Yeah, I show that I purchased Counter-Strike Global Offense back in August of 2012.
Yeah, I got into PS2 and Xbox 360. Then a friend let me borrow Orange Box, so I got to play Half-Life 2 and Portal 2. Enjoyed those games. I don't remember when I got into Steam, but it was pretty recently.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Here's a game, Left 4 Dead. I purchased that June of 2009.
2009 was just 2 years after Halo 3 came out. Oh, 2009 was when Beatles Rock Band and ODST came out.
That is amazing that you can remember. That is amazing that you can remember games that came out in what year.
I know most of the Halo games because I was part of the Griffball community, and also because the anniversary games came out recently. So, Master Chief Collection came out in 2014, the year... 2015 I proposed at RTX. But Master Chief was being advertised and shown off at the convention in 2014. And it was the 10-year anniversary for Halo 2. So I remember that, and I remember Halo 3 was 2007, because Bungie's lucky number 7. So if you're talking 2009, that's just a couple years later. Too soon for Reach to come out, but soon enough for ODST, which was more of an expansion. And Beatles Rock Band was 999.
Okay, let me guess. You don't drink alcohol, do you? Okay, let me guess. You don't drink alcohol, do you?
No.
Because I sure don't know how you can remember all that. I mean,
or I could remember where I left my keys, or walk out without my wallet when I'm going to pick up dinner for the family. So I got this useless, trivial, long-term memory and terrible short-term.
You know, I used to have that problem, but what I did to resolve those is A, have a basket, and you make it a point to always put your keys in the basket. Even if you like put them someplace you see them, you
Mhm.
put them in the basket. You always do that, and then after a while, you come in the house,
Yep.
you
And
always put them in the basket, so you always know
I
where
forgot
that
that
is.
basket. I do it
Because
90%.
I was the same way.
Occasionally I'll sit down in the office, it's like, oh, that's uncomfortable. Oh, my wallet's still in my pocket. Throw it on the desk.
And second, get yourself a wallet that goes in your front pocket, and always put your wallet someplace when you get
Yeah.
home in the
I do
same
have that
location
key
every
that little key
time.
basket. It's a little, very shallow box, and then it's got a little stand sticking out of the back that you can hang keys on.
I have a basket full of keys, and some of them I probably had for like 30 years. So.
It's a lot of keys. How many of those keys still open stuff that you have?
Some are to cars I no longer have. Some are to an old house that I used to have. I know. I should get rid of them. Yeah. I know. I should get rid of them.
Because my wife experiences this poor memory of mine, and she gets mad when I can remember stuff like the official fish of Hawaii is the huki huki nuka nuki apawa'a. And I can.
That's probably because it's a very uncommon name. Well, that's probably because it's a very uncommon name, and that just kind of sticks with you.
Come home.
I can't even do that to songs that I've heard for the last 40 fucking years,
Yeah.
dude.
My brain is funny the way it prioritizes.
But I don't get lost.
That's good.
But I don't get lost.
Well, looks like I'm doing some missions for the office statistics first before I do some bounty hunting.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I went to the station.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What?
Citadel, and looked at Office of Statistics, and they've got 2 data deliveries and 4 scan this thing. So I'm going to do those real quick and get some reputation.
Sounds like a plan. I'm still trying to have my goddamn HCS voice control because this idiot you're talking to right now happened to delete his last profile.
Oh man, what's going on here?
And I was fucking
Oh,
sober.
shit, crazy. I think it overheard us talking and turned on my side panel while I was trying to exit. I think my voice control overheard us and turned on my side panel while I was trying to exit the station. Almost crashed into the wall.
Yeah, mine heard me too and went to stellar cartography.
Number 3 panel. Or sorry, that's number 4 panel.
Frameshift drive charging.
push to talk for my Discord chat, but maybe I had to reverse this and put push to talk on the voice attack.
You put push to talk on the voice
I
attack?
push to talk on Discord so that I can use voice attack without people hearing it, but now it's picking up stuff it shouldn't hear, and I'm having to hold shift to talk to you, so I can't fly and talk at the same time. So I'm wondering if I gotta swap them around and put push to talk on voice attack instead.
Ooh, yes. I like it how it does voice activated on my voice pack, because you know when you're in combat,
That's
I don't
true.
want to be pushing
It's
another
almost like I need
button.
to switch it back and forth depending on if I'm doing combat or party or what.
Yeah, because I'll get in combat and I'll be like, shields, heat sink, fuck. Oh, I should bind one so whenever I say
Actually, I have
fuck it,
Verity,
it
and
says
she
something.
says, I don't think that warrants, nor does it deserve a response.
Have Astra because they seem to
Verity 'cause she
update her the
sounds- Because
most.
she is voiced by the same person who does the original, so it's more seamless. Just sounds more natural.
Gotcha.
But I'm thinking of, with that new singularity option, maybe buying another voice after I get a few paychecks with a new job.
Nope. I saw
So you can
that
pick
singularity. What exactly is that?
To be different roles. Like you could have a combat voice and an exploration voice. So when you say red alert, the one voice says aye aye captain, but you say scan that object and a different voice says scanning. So you could have like your tactical officer and your science officer.
Gotcha.
Or you can divvy.
Oh, that's what I was. Yeah, because I watched that. I was like, okay, I didn't quite. Oh, okay,
You can
now
divvy
I
'em up
understand. Thank you.
like that, or you can even handpick every single line which goes to which one. There's even one where there's like a first officer, and you tell the first officer to pick a crew, and it picks among the voice packs you have and assigns them to the different roles automatically. But I don't have that kind of money to have that many voices.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But then that's
exactly.
what,
So I think
another
maybe
40
a second
bucks
one, but
per voice?
we'll see.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to listen to the sexy women voices and see what I want.
Yeah, the first officer is named Archer, and I was hoping it was the cartoon Archer, but it wasn't.
That would be funny. I don't know if you ever seen My Fair Lady. Well, it's basically in the beginning she has this like real bad Cockney accent.
Yeah. I've seen parodies of it.
Exactly. So
Like
she has
Western
a
Docking.
yeah. So she has this big Cockney accent. So it'd be funny. Hey, love, you want to get out of here? You know, something like that.
Request auto docking.
Yes.
And then now and then you have Hal speak to you.
Audio permission granted.
I'm an idiot, so I'm trying to get Verity to request auto docking. My Fertile Lance does not have an undocking computer, so of course that's not going to work.
Yeah, I was given hell earlier when I was like auto docking. I'm like, God, I love this auto docking.
Yeah,
Oh my
put it on
gosh, I
Type
got so much
7.
flack for that.
And on my original ship. 'Cause big bulky ship like that, and lots of expensive cargo.
No, I do it because I feel it's more of. I mean, I can land the ship regardless of which. I mean, I don't have because I was running an ASP for the longest time without shields, so I could maximize the amount of cargo, so I can make the most money.
Yeah, my Type 7
So
and
you learn how
my
to fly really good.
Deep Space Asp Explorer both are shieldless. And the Type 7 was docking computerless.
So
Yeah, it was docking computerless, it was shieldless. There's something else. So I could fit 350 cargo. There's something I just recently put back on. I forget what it was.
yeah, and so why they're giving me shit is like, oh, you don't need that. And I'm like, dude, I think it adds to the realism because really, when you come to a station, they shouldn't really allow you to land in their station. I mean, do you want like this huge ship being a BB in your space station? I sure now wouldn't.
In fact, maybe just set up a series of tractor beams and let the station bring you in.
Exactly.
Well, that's what it was. So, I was running scoopless as well. And I pulled into the last chance to refuel. And I didn't have a scoop, and the station was a platform, so I couldn't land my Type 7. Alright, call the fuel rats, get a whole bunch of... get a hard time from them, and then go put my scoop back on my Type 7.
And there is no planet you
No, this system
can land
had
on?
2 platforms, no planetary bases. Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
now
saying
you're
it
breaking
was,
up.
It had 2 platforms, no
That it's me.
planetary bases, and I didn't have a scoop.
Yeah, that's a rock and a hard spot.
I figured it's a Type 7, I'm going to be running common shipping lanes. I should be able to fuel up. But apparently I found the one spot that I couldn't.
If you... Hey, did you hear about the new Star Trek and who it's going to be directed by?
The new series after Discovery or a new movie? I had not heard anything.
New movie.
Oh.
And they're looking to get an R rating on it.
Part of the J.J. Abrams series? It's gonna be a 4th movie in that series? Is it...
From what I understand, it's supposed to happen before the Calvin timeline. But,
Oh, that would be cool.
Tarantino.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
Now, I'd say there'd be some fucking action on that one.
Departure handover.
Ascending to 30 meters. Retracting modules. Handing you the con. Would you like
Yes.
to clear the area and prepare for jump?
Thinking some of my...
Afterburners.
Sorry, as soon as I helped my shift.
I'm sorry?
Other,
Stand by.
like, NVIDIA interface popped up.
The FTL
I think
is
one of my
charged and
key
ready.
combinations
Stand by.
in game or in voice attack is wrong. Because it
Engaging
keeps bringing up that
supercruise.
side panel, even when I don't tell it to. Because I just did.
Yeah, not
voice
too
attack
sure on
for,
what that is about.
departure handover. Did everything else right, but it also brought up the side. Which makes it very difficult to clear the area. Request docking permission. Request docking. Deploy landing gear. Lower landing gear. Extend landing gear. Yeah, no shit.